again, YouTube. It's your boy, the Memphis Accelerate. Welcome you back to the 100 Days of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where every day, for 100 days, we're dueling with a different deck every single day. Today, everybody, is day 77 of the 100 Days Yu-Gi-Oh! And we're taking another look at some Kaiju action today. Taking a look at our big old bossy monsters, trying to tribute off my opponent's stuff, and have a nice big old-fashioned Monster Rumble showdown. So, we got ourselves our deck here today. We're showing off the combos and the wombos, the what do's and the what not do's, summing out all of our different Kaiju monsters, and see what kind of funky techs we can pull off. So, of course, big old shout out today goes to Mr. Arcadler, who asked us to take another look at some Kaiju action today. And so, we got ourselves our deck. We're going to go into yugioh Pro, that Wild West Yu-Gi-Oh! We're going to show off this deck, show you how it works, have ourselves a good old time. So if you want, of course, you want the whole deck profile, that's going to be at the end of the video as usual. For now, hit up all the good buttons below, help the channel out. And for now, let's head on into the action and show off what this baby can do. Alrighty, it's time for our first opponent. Another day and another card game. So with our deck, we like to go second for obvious reasons. We're playing a Kaiju deck. So going second is primarily what we want to do. So we'll see where this is going to go. We're up against some good old-fashioned, well, not good old-fashioned at this point. Now it's new old-fashioned. It's the Monarchs. We're taking a look at some Monarch action. Okay. I do like the new Monarch stuff. Funnily enough, I really like how the new Monarch stuff makes it so it's almost completely different from the old stuff. I really appreciate it. So we're up against some Monarchs. That sounds pretty good. Really doesn't matter what he does though, because the whole point of our deck is going to be about getting rid of his monsters. That's how the Kaijus roll. We're just trying to tribute his monsters. He gets a big old monster. If he has a Kaiju, I can have a Kaiju. And then we have a nice old Kaiju fight. It's pretty dang nice. So let's see. Yeah, he's pretty much just starting off with the new stuff, and he's trying to get one of these dudes. So one goes to the hand. I don't think it really matters what I give him. I guess I give him another Eidos, because he already used Eidos this turn. But then Tessera will do something when it hits the grave anyway, so we'll see. And of course, Tessera can summon itself. Of course it can. Of course it can. Okay, either way. Either way, he's going to go ahead and do as the Monarch player does. But what do we have for our hand? We have plenty that can stop what my opponent has. Let me put it to you this way. Alright, so now that my opponent has done all that, I'm going to go ahead and special summon up. Give this dude a Lava Golem. I don't want him to have multiple big monsters. Let's go ahead and activate our Graydle Impact now. See, that's why we run Lava Golem. For my opponent has multiple annoying monsters on the board. So in this case, I can't set nothing. But what I can do... Yeah, I'm just going to do this. Let's go ahead and give him Among Us. And we'll give him ourselves a yugioh action and start beating into this dude. That is what we're going to do. That is our whole point of our deck. I've got the biggest monster on the board. And the best thing is that Monarchs aren't really known for, like, big numbers. I think let's see, what's the only thing that he can really do to get around this would be, like, Ebus? Maybe Erebus or something of the nature. That's about all I can think of off the top of my head, anyway. Then again, they have the new trap card, but I believe that requires me to special summon stuff, which I've already done, so we'll see. He does have Ebus, or Eidos, I should say. He's got Eidos. He can get into Ebus later. Okay, so you'll have a Dea, the Heavenly Square, Ajadu, and you'll get a Tessera. See, that's what I like about the new Monarchs. Like, they have combos now. It used to be just summon Vanity's Fiend, end turn. Now they can do stuff. Alright, well, now that my opponent is doing stuff, let me think of what I want to do with my stuff. What level are these? They're level 1s. Alright, let's show off one of our cool combos. We're going to summon out Graydle Alligator. He's from the Bayou, and he's going to go and pop himself. And we're going to pop that set card I don't trust. It was Erupt. And now we're going to use Alligator's effect. I get to steal his monsters. And it can be any monster I choose, basically. You know, any Graydle destroyed by battle or by whatever corresponding effect that goes to the color is going to let me steal my opponent's stuff. Let me think. So, I'm going to put this in attack mode, so I have it in attack mode. I'm going to have your Tessera betray you. I'm sorry, that's just how it goes. That's royalty for you. That's royalty. There's all sorts of backstabbing. So that's what we're going to do with good old Tessera. The Prime Squire. The Prime one. You know, the other squires are cool too. There's a thing. There's like, this allows you to use like all the other squires too. I can't wait until people start experimenting with like the other squire monsters. Like, I think it's the wind one lets you search. and the Earth one as well. I can't remember exactly which one does which, but that'll be a really nice day when that happens. You know, now Monarch players have new stuff that they can do. They're not just locked to Vandy's Fiend, although they're still going to do that plenty of times. So I'm really happy that they're going to be experimenting with new stuff. All right, so yeah, Eidos, attacking Jizukiru. Okay, I thought you would attack Tessera, but maybe he's just being silly. I don't know. You'd think he would have attacked Tessera. Very strange indeed. What on earth are you thinking? Is there a reason he didn't want to destroy this? That's kind of weird. Doesn't matter either way. Either way, let's see. That is true. I can destroy Graydle Gator as he is. So let's do that. Let's just pop Gator again. He's good for it. He's good for it. Hey, if my opponent had another monster, I could steal something again. So that is exactly what we want our deck to do. That's exactly what our purpose is. My opponent makes big bosses, monsters, and things of that nature. Well, guess what? They're going bye-bye. So perfectly illustrated what the Graydle Kaijus are all about. And I was about to go into like other combos. I have my instant fusion. I could have gone for my synchros and stuff. But regardless, let's go ahead for duel number 2. We'll keep up rolling. See if we can get our other combos. If I can just get this is really neat 3-card combo in this deck. If I can get Eagle, Visas, and Santa, that would be one of my cooler combos. So let's go ahead for duel number 2. Show off more what this deck can do. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go and do it again. As I said, we're always going second with this deck. Okay. That's two. I just said I want a Graydle, Eagle, and Santa. That's 2 parts of the combo. Let me briefly explain how this combo works. So Visas Starfrost is, of course, a Visas Starfrost. You can summon him from the hand by popping a monster on your board with a different type and attribute than himself, which Graydle Eagle perfectly goes for. Graydle Eagle is our kaiju, or our Graydle, I should say, that can steal monsters if he's destroyed by a monster effect, which is really cool. And Santa Claus is, of course, a kaiju-esque monster that is level 6. The whole point of this is that Visas is a level 6 tuner, Santa's a level 6 non-tuner. I can go into Ultimate Zolkin with that. Now, it doesn't happen very often, unless you like build a deck around that sort of combo, which I thought about doing, but considering how the game is, and this is also a kaiju deck, it would have been kind of weird. It would have been a little weird if we went for a kaiju deck. It was mostly Santa. Maybe in Christmas time we'll try that. Maybe when it's Christmassy time, we'll make a kaiju-esque deck around Santa Claus and this particular combo. I think that would be cool. Alright, so what is my opponent doing? You are making Black Rose Dragon this early. Seems a bit wasteful. You'd think you would have gone for the other Black Rose Dragon. You know, the Moonlight one. Which I think I was originally playing that one. Do I still have that one in here? I think I took it. No, it's in here. Yeah, Black Rose Moonlight Dragon. You would have think you'd gone that first, but I guess he's got other plans involved here. But as for what we have here, we have ourselves a pretty good hand here. Carrots. We have evenly matched. If I just happen to be up against like an insufferable board, or I don't know, we're up against Runics or something of that nature. I've got evenly matched, just kind of blanket wipe out my opponent's board. I've got Kaiju Slumber, which is our very own version of Dark Hole that gives us both Kaijus. Again, I've got the Eagle, I've got the Santa Claus, though it's pretty dang good. So this is going to let you draw and discard. Okay, cool. All right, well, my brother, I feel a little bad because this guy is clearly just trying to play the game. Too many people on EDUpload nowadays don't want to play the game. They just want to combo off and lock the opponent out of playing. But let's see. All right, no Visa Starfrost. That is sad. Thinking about this. So many options. So many things. Let's see here. I'm sorry, man. I'm going to keep these just an off chance I get what I want. But let's go ahead and give ourselves the bigger Kaiju and give my opponent good old Gamma Seal. Everyone's favorite Kaiju, because he's the one that people get given the most. Seeing as Gamma Seal's the smallest one, you know, it's just kind of like a thing. You know, which is weird because Gamma Seal has the best effect out of all the Kaijus. For y'all who don't remember, Kaijus do have like another strategy to them with like their Kaiju counters and all that good stuff. Gamma Seal is a straight up Omni negation. And you move 2 counters to do it, but, you know, cards hit the grave, you get more counters as you go, so Gamma Seal can be the most annoying kaiju if you give him, like, the effort to do so. And it'd be very ironic, then you kaiju Gamma Seal to stop it. That would be funny. Alright, so, yeah, I got my Thunder King, the Lightning Strike Kaiju. He's the biggest boy. And if I actually had my field spell on the board and some kaiju counters, he has the best effect for battling. Can attack 3 monsters during each battle phase during a turn. It's pretty neat. What is this doing? Witch of the Bloody Rose. I see. Let's see. You can banish this card from the grave, return a Black Rose Dragon to the extra deck. Okay. I have no idea what's going on. Okay, so you got a tuner and a non-tuner. Okay, well, you don't get that other effect if you have other cards. Okay. And Carrot. The mighty Carrot, indeed. Alright. He is the world carrot weight champion. We do need to be careful. How does he punch people with those hands? That has to be painful. He's got little tiny nubby baby hands. He's got like huge biceps, but he's got no like, or not biceps. He's got like big forearms, but he don't got like, he got tiny baby hands. I don't know. Maybe carrot weight championship means like something completely different. It's not like boxing or something. It could be something completely different. Anyway, so level 8 Cinco. Draco Berserker. Probably should have expected that. Okay. Alright, that's a thing indeed. And then this thing's gonna be bigger, but thankfully it can't attack me again. It's only monsters that can attack twice. Alright. I'm just gonna use evenly matched, even though he's clearly just gonna banish the field spell. Just to do the thing. You know, this is the card I play just in case I darn well need it. Something I don't usually like to play, though. You know, evenly matched, I find it's just like a really scrubby kind of card. But in this particular duel, this particular match, I will do that. In any case, see if this, let's see. Yeah, I don't know. This is a tricky one. That is a very tricky one. Let's go ahead and use our Kaiju Slumber. I'm going to go ahead and get a Kaiju, as one does. I'm going to get the Kamungus Among Us, yeah? Alright. Let's do some more classical Kaiju stuff. Yeah, we're going to summon out our Graydle Eagle, and we're going to ram into Kamungus. Again, I'm really kind of holding up for that Visa Starfrost right now. Mayhaps I should have played at 3, but I didn't actually think this combo would happen that often. You know, sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. We'll see. But regardless, I'm going to go Steelhead Kamungus in the battle phase. Ram into him in Giant Sticky Spider. The big old Sticky Spider went up the water spout. And kick this guy in the... Kick this guy while he was down, basically. Alright. So now this dude's into top deck situation, which is never a great place to be. I don't think he has anything in the graveyard that I'm aware of. No. I mean, he's got a lot of, like, the Rose Dragon. If you, like, drew Rose-Troy's Dragon or something. Or, perchance, you top deck into this thing. Add Witch of the Black Roars to the hand. If you do, take a level 3 or lower plant, place on top of the deck. And then normal summon Witch of the Black Forest. Or just do that. Okay. You think he would have tried the black... Maybe that was his only Black Rose Witch? I guess it must have been. Alright. So we out the Rose Dragon player. They put up a decent fight. I like the Draco Berserker. That's one of my favorite level 8 synchros. I always like that dude. But again, this is what our deck is built to do. If our opponent's playing boss monsters and things like that, like if the deck is set around 1 to 2 monsters, this is what our deck is built to counter. So let's just keep on going. We're on a pretty good roll, and he's going pretty darn fast. So let's go for duel number 3. Keep doing what we're doing, and maybe Visas will show up in our hand. Maybe. Alright, everybody, it's time for the third opponent to fight in third. Once again, we're just trying to go second and see where this goes. Can I see Visa Starfrost? No. Okay, that's fine. It doesn't matter if I get Visas or not. It's like, it's a very niche combo. It's just a cool one, that's all. It's fine. Ooh, that's not fine. That's bad in every conceivable way. That's, Horus. Horus is not good. Horus isn't good for the simple fact that my Kaiju Slumber doesn't work on it, and I'm not running Sphere mode. Although I do have it in the side deck for specifically decks like this one. Specifically. All right, so this is Eldlich's. Okay. Eldlich Horus. I mean, whatever floats your boat, I guess. I just don't really have anything like that. If I could, I don't have much at the moment to deal with this. I didn't really run anything for dealing with Horus. I've been seeing less of it, so I kind of ignored it. I guess I was wrong. I mean, so what are you gonna make, like Hope Harbinger? Okay. I mean, again, my deck is kind of built for stuff of this nature, so we'll see. We'll see. My basic strategy, because I have this feeling he's gonna make another rank 8. Which rank 8 is the question? What rank 8 would you make? Dingirzu? Ah, I am psychic. Okay. So he's making Dingirzu. He's made his Hope Harbinger. That's a pretty nasty opening board here. We'll see indeed. So let's start off immediately by activating our Graydle Impact spell and see if this guy's a coward. We'll see. Because he might see this. Absolutely, dog. How could you be so easy to bait? My guy. My dude. My brother. How could you do this? Alright, so anyway. Yeah. We're just gonna get evenly matched to the hand and banish his board. He's more than likely going to keep, Sarko in this particular instance, I would say. I would say he's probably gonna get Sarko here. Let's see. Oh, wait, the battle phase, it doesn't go. So, here's what we're gonna do. Kaiju, the trap monster. Sir, I know how this card works. Thank you. I know how Poopus works. I've played it many a time. So, I'm sorry, but your Poopus no longer applies. I'm sorry, sir, but your Poopus is in another castle. And my opponent surrenders. Why? Actually, I know that's annoying, sir, but at the same time, you didn't have to do that. You had your Sarko. He probably assumed that I had some means of getting rid of Sarko. I didn't. That's the power of intimidation and just pure salt. So, very good on us. That is, again, something that this deck can do. Again, it's a going second deck. I will take the advantages I can get with this deck, considering the game state as it is. So, evenly matched. This one time, you get a pass. You got to pass this time. All right, so let's go ahead for a 4th duel today. I think we've earned a 4th duel. Maybe I can do a 5th duel. Arthur got to do 5 in a row the other day, so I'm going to try and do 5 in a row today and see what it goes. Considering how short these duels are, I think it's okay. So let's go for our 4th duel. All right, everybody, it's time for the 4th opponent. It's time to hit our opponent with everything we got. And let's, go second. That's what we want to do. Come on. Well, there's Visas. We got both copies of Visas. I did ask for the darn dude. It's just at the wrong time. But that's okay. We have ourselves a hand. I've got my Graydle Slime Jr. for later. That's great. Once I have another Kaiju in the graveyard, this is a really good thing. Because basically how the Graydle tuner works, there are 2 tuners. This is the better one. But we have Graydle Slime Jr. You summon him. You can bring back a Graydle from the grave. And then if you have another one in the hand with the same level, they all have the same level, by the way, then you can summon that one too. And that allows you to go into your level 8 Synchro, the Graydle Dragon. So, what was the point of setting these? Red Eye's Insight, you say, huh? Now, if I didn't know better, young man, I had a feeling you're planning to summon Red Eye's Dragoon. I could be wrong. No, I'm not wrong at all. Typical. Red Eyes, peoples. All right, let me think about this. Let's see if we can debate this. Let's go for our Kyoto Waterfront. He does have the Omni Negate. Will he Omni Negate this is the question. Because I have my Kyoto Waterfront. Really good field spell in this deck. Because it allows me to get counters every time I Kaiju something. Let's see here. Solemn Johnson. Okay, that's fine. Actually, that's actually better for me because, I'll tell you why, because I really didn't want to have him keep Gamma Seal while I had multiple counters. Gamma Seal is the one you don't want to give your opponent if you're going to be going for the counters. So with that in mind, we'll do as we did before and ram a Gator into this dude. And while I will take some damage, he's going to take more damage. So we'll see where this is going to go. He's probably got another Dragoon is the only issue. Probably he's just going to go for a second one of these things, which I've never been a fan of Red Eyes Dragoon. You know, I mean, I've played it in the past. I've had fun messing with people with it, but that's only when it's time to mess with people. When you're actually trying to have a serious duel, go away, man. Just way too easy to summon and never played right. Nobody ever remembers the pop effect, and there you go. You rely on a crutch, you get your feet knocked out from under you. So good on us. Again, we're taking people out who are relying on these big old boss monsters and things, and just, you know, there's certain combos that we're able to just interrupt just like that. There's very few monsters in this game that protect against Kaijuing, except Quintet Magician and I think the Mitsurugis. Yeah, they also protect against that, but that's neither here nor there. Let's go ahead for our fifth opponent of the day. One last duel, one last chance for romance. Can Memphis get 5 in a row? I'm just as good a duelist as Arthur. I can definitely do that. Alrighty, everybody, it's time for our fifth duel of the day. Can we go 5-0? We're about to find out. So what do we have for a hand? It's an interesting one. We're up against the Fiendsmiths, which is, you know, there. Fiendsmiths can be pretty tricky, but again, playing Kaijus, therefore, it doesn't really matter what he does. We'll see. We shall see. Alrighty, so my opponent is ending their turn, and I mean, they did quite a bit of stuff, I guess. I mean, he's got a Pupus. You always got to worry about a Pupus. Alright, so we got a Popus the Serpent, a Popus the Swamp Deity, again. It's neither here nor there. Let me think about this. That's a trap effect, so that doesn't happen anything. So, what we're going to do here, let us... Kaiju is Fiendsmith. That's what you're gonna do. What else was I gonna do? Come on, I'm just gonna Kaiju this darn thing. Now, hopefully he'll use... yeah, there we go. That's exactly what I was hoping he was gonna do. Very good. You have done exactly what I was hoping for, sir. So he's gonna use the effect of Desire to target a card on the field and send it to the graveyard, but that's exactly what I was hoping he would do. And multiple reasons, too. So we're gonna go ahead and activate Dogaran. Now, granted, he does get the... oh, he's actually playing the other Apopus. Cool. I think that's pretty neat. Cool. Alright, so let's go ahead and activate our triple tactical thrust. I'll get whatever spell trap I desire. And I think I'm just gonna, you know, get this one, if you don't mind. Oh, my man. My brother, you set up all this. All of this. And unless you have another trap monster that I'm unaware of, or you have, like, something else, yeah, I evenly match you. No offense, but you're playing Fiendsmiths and all that good stuff. Okay, you're keeping this card. Interesting. I'm going to go ahead and set this here monster card in my turn. I think that's good enough. So we'll see where this is going to go. I mean, I banished everything my opponent had. He has a Pupus. We definitely know he has a Pupus. That's about all we do know he has. Okay. Alright. Let's flip up our Graydle Eagle, because why the heck not? He's got 1500 attack. I might as well use it. And... let's just attack and test the waters. I mean, we know he has embodiment of a Popus. What else he has is a bit of a mystery at the moment. Might be good stuff. Might be bad stuff. I don't know. I didn't ask what he's playing. He calls himself a newbie. I don't think that Fiendsmith is a newbie deck. I think my opponent is trying to trick me. Regardless, I'll go ahead and set another monster just to set another monster. We'll end our turn. See where this go. Again, even if this dude does recover and he goes for another one of his big old honkin' chonkin' bosses, I'm prepared, because that's my whole deck's concept, is just stop the honkin' chonkin' bosses. I also mentioned I do got these nice sleeves. I modeled these sleeves today off of an old thumbnail I had like years and years ago. Oh. I love the Statue of Anguish pattern. He is my buddy. He is my friend. I love him. He is like a comrade in arms. But he has to die here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Anguish pattern. I can't allow you to live. You're too beautiful. He's too pretty to live. Alright, so let's go ahead and ram into the Jizukiru, as we are wont to do with our Graydle Eagle. Fly, Eagle, fly! It's kind of like that bird that got stuck in my porch the other day, which was quite the experience. I had to wrangle that thing with an old beanie, which it lived. Everything was fine. Bird was fine. My back porch wasn't fine, but everything else was fine. All right, what do we have here? All right. Oh, you're gonna negate Graydle Eagle. All right. Let me think about this. So he has a Poopus. Actually, what'll happen at the end of the phase? Do I get this back? I actually don't know how this works. We'll find out. Embodiment of a Poopus. Embodiment of a Poopus. Ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-doo. I'll get him back. Okay. Alright, that's cool. Let's see what else he can do. I top-decked into Fiendsmith's track. Of course he did. It's fine. Don't really matter to me that much. Again, I got stuff and things and stuff. I'm all cool with this. Alright, so you got the Fabled Lurie back on the board. Gonna go for your Fiendsmith's Requiem again. Alright, and then summoning out another Fiendsmith monster, being the Lacrima? No, you're gonna go for Engraver this time. Okay. Okay, cool. I think it's neat. This guy, let me think. What was the effect here? Like, he can equip Requiem onto this and destroy Kaiju, basically. But I don't think he's gonna go that way. I think he's gonna try and make something big. Possibly the biggest. We'll find out. Alright, so bring him back in the Engraver. Are you gonna make, like, the... what do you call it? Like the Link 3 one, maybe? No, I don't think he is. I don't think he's gonna do that at all. I don't think so. I have a feeling that's not where this is gonna go. Also, Logan. Oh no! I should have set Eagle. It wouldn't have mattered. I don't think that destroys. Yeah, it doesn't. It wouldn't have mattered. Wouldn't have mattered. Okay, this is fine. I think. Possibly. Maybe. Possible. Maybe. Maybe possible. Perhaps I should have just Kaiju slumbered in the beginning. Maybe I should have just Kaiju just so I could have searched a Kaiju. I don't know, maybe. Maybe, possibly, but I think we're still in a decent spot. I mean, life points are almost the same. Yeah, he's got a bigger board than I do. And he has Muckraker of the Underworld. And then he's going to fusion summon using the cards in his graveyard. And summon out that dude again. You know, the guy from before. Summon out Fiendsmith's Desire. You can negate cards of the total link rating of link monsters of things equipped to him. Oh, wait a minute. If he negates Graydle Eagle, he can steal my Kaiju back. Is that game? Oh, no, is that game? That would be awful. I think that might actually be game. Oh, no! Victory stolen at the last second. I should have used the slumber. Well, that is unfortunate. I didn't get my 5-0. I feel sad, but it was a good back and forth. So, while I'm not 100% satisfied with the conclusion, it was a nice back and forth. So, let's go ahead for the end screen, and we'll talk more about this deck here. Alrighty, everybody, so our Graydle Kaiju deck went 4 wins, 1 loss. You know, we can't all get 5-0s like Ultra, I guess. So, you know, it's whatever. It doesn't really matter to me that much. You know, we got ourselves some really nice duels today. We were able to do exactly what the Kaiju like to do, and that's just getting rid of big boss monsters. That's what our deck is built to do. That's what we want to do, and that's what we did. So I'm happy as punch that we got to do exactly what we wanted to do. And we're going to show some cool stuff with like how Kaijus and Graydles work. You know, it's simple time that these came from, and I would love it if that would come back one of these days, you know. Yu-Gi-Oh is getting way too complicated for me. I want to do simple stuff. So, regardless, hope everybody enjoyed seeing Graydle Kaijus today. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to hit all the good buttons below. Still in a bit of a rump, but you know what? We still got, what, 22 days left of the 100 days of Yu-Gi-Oh? Therefore, my rumps don't matter. What matters is that we keep on going. So, here's the deck profile for anyone who is curious of what we're playing today. Take it out, have a good time with it. So, for our main deck, we won 1 copy of Jizukiru, the Star Destroyer, 2 copies of Thunder King as our primary boss monster here, 2 copies of Lava Golem, especially if you're playing like, you know, monsters of the multiple variety. If you got multiple monsters, you got to Kaiju them, go for this dude. 2 copies of Dogoran, 1 copy of Gundarla, 2 copies Gamma Seal, 1 copy of Kumungus Among Us, 2 copies of our Visas Starfrost to combo with our Graydle Eagle, 1 Santa Claus to combo with Visas, although if you want to do that combo more often, Maybe take out Graydle Slime, considering he didn't do anything. By the way, we're playing the one Graydle Slime as our alternate tuner monster. 3 copies Graydle's Eagle and Alligator as our primary Graydle enforcers. Pop by a spell, get your monster. Pop by a monster effect, get you a monster. And then 3 copies of Graydle Slime Jr. as our primary tuner monster for making our level 8 synchros. We have 1 copy of Instant Fusion to cheat out other fusion monsters, other tuners, etc. We have our Change of the Heart to steal stuff. Triple Tactics, which can draw or steal stuff. 2 copies, of Triple Tactical Thrust, which can grant me any of my spell traps I desire. 3 copies of Interrupted Kaiju Slumber as a field nuke plus giving me monsters. 1 copy Call By in case of Ash and the like. 3 copies Graydle Impact, because I can use it to pop Graydle Alligator, pop my opponent's cards, and steal their monsters. 1 Snatch Steal, again, I'm stealing stuff all the time. That's what I want to do with this deck. 1 copy of Kyoto Waterfront, which doesn't always get to go off, and depending on whose field, it can be more of a detriment to you than anything, but it's still a cool thing. Like, the best thing case scenario, like, you give yourself Thunder King and your opponent Dogoran, because he doesn't have a quick effect, and that's like the best thing to do, but it really just depends on like what's going on. But it's also a Kaiju Searcher, so that's also good. And then last but certainly not least, we have our 3 copies of Evenly Matched, a card I usually stay away from, but for today, I wanted to play the darn thing. So we got 3 copies of that. So as for the extra deck that we have today, it was a bit of a mixed bag of the extra deck because I kind of shifted the focus of this deck at one point. I didn't change the extra deck too much. But what we did keep into things, we got like things like XP Little Knight and Airy the Water Charmer, you know, good old generic links here for our deck. We have Typhon, which is really good. My opponent has a big old monster and I just need to bounce the darn thing. Doubly Zeus is in here, but I completely forgot another Exceeds monster, so it's neither here nor there. You can replace it with any synchro you can make. Same with Coral Dragon. I had this originally because I was playing Rare Fish as part of a combo, but I took that out, so Coral Dragon doesn't have a place anymore. But if you did steal, say, a level 4 monster, you could make the darn thing. There's also things like Black Rose Moonlight Dragon, which is part of our Ultimate Zulkin combo here, which is a lot of what our synchros in this deck are. But we have things like White Aura Whale to beat over my opponent's monsters, dealing damage, and also destroy stuff when he gets summoned out. We have our Bossy Graydle Dragon, which can destroy cards when he gets summoned out. And when destroyed himself, he revives one of our Graydle monsters. We have our things like Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, again for Zulkin. We have Ravenous Croco Dragon Archivist, because I have a level 6 tuner and level 3 non-tuners, because why not? Same thing with Virtual Shen Shen, just nice generic level 9 synchro monsters that aren't that hard to make and can provide us some support. We have our 1 Ultimate Zulkin, which again is part of our very silly combo between Starfrost and Santa Claus and Graydle Eagle, because you use Starfrost and use Santa because they have to have the same levels to do this. But that's exactly how he makes Ultimate Zulkin. For a level 12 synchro, I am surprisingly using a Snake Eyes card that I never thought I would because I don't like this archetype. But I have Snake Eyes Execute Dragon, which is kind of like a combination of Flamberge Dragon and Ice Blade Dragon, because he can put things into the spell trap zone, and he can also target a monster to continue to spell and destroy them. So it's a very nasty monster to put on the board, interrupt your opponent's flow, all the good stuff. We have our things like our Millennium Eyes Restrict, if you happen to just need to stop Ash blossoming and Nibiru's and things like that, although that rarely happens to this deck. And then of course our Sea Monster Theseus as another tuner monster. As our side deck, we have things like the Winged Dragon Spherical Mode. Very good card if your opponent's making like 4 or 5 monsters in a turn. You replace your Lava Golem with this thing. There's also cards like Owner's Seal, which just brings you back your Kaijus for free. You get to keep them forever. It's pretty nice. Would have worked very well against the Fiendsmith guy, but that's neither here nor there. We also have the Release Brainwashing spell, which is really, really good in this deck. But I played this in the last version I played, therefore I wanted to do something different with this one. But basically, you Kaiju your opponent, and this card will let you steal back the Kaiju, and phase it goes back to your hand, so you can Kaiju people again. So it's a really nice card. It also has effects where if my opponent tribute summons, it can negate the effects of the tribute summoned monster. Really good against Monarchs, now I think about it. There's things like the Kaiju Files, which is a very interesting niche sort of card in this deck, where you can destroy one of your Kaijus to replace it with a different one. So if you want to focus more on the Kaiju counters, the card to go for there. There's also things like Torrential Tribute if your opponent's making you go first. You just want to have a field nuke or something. You got things like skill drain, because kaijus don't need their effects on the board. They don't really need them. They're just big beat sticks at the end of the day. And then there's remove brainwashing and continuous trap, which effectively just lets me kaiju people, and then I get my monster back immediately. So pretty brutal. So that was today's deck, everybody. Tomorrow is going to be possibly the greatest challenge of the 100 Days Yu-Gi-Oh! More than summoning Sophia. Okay, it's quite possibly the most insane challenge yet. I'm just going to show you what this is so y'all understand what I'm trying to do here. We're trying to combine Cyber Angels and Engine Tokens. Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do about this either, but we're going to give it a shot. You never know. It could be something crazy for all we know. But regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Until next time, everybody, y'all stay safe and happy. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Until next time, y'all have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow.